So the Xbox has. I'm checking to see if it's recording. Okay, we are recording. So, Helldivers has sold more on the day it came to Xbox players than it did to PlayStation within the first 6 days. And okay, there's a couple of reasons why this is. But okay, how do I tackle this? Well, I guess I'll tackle it by the practical reasons, right? What other games are selling on Xbox? Like, what else is the reason why you would buy an Xbox Series S over a PlayStation? Because the reasons used to exist, but now they don't. Like the one interesting Xbox exclusive I can think of in the past 5 years was Hi-Fi Rush, but they completely shut down the studio that made that game. So what other games can I think of which will give you a reason to buy an Xbox Series S over just buying a PC? Like, okay, a PC costs more, but at the end of the day, like the long term return on investment, like my entire business is online through my computer. Above the fact that I play so many games, I have access to so many games through the computer. So I think this is probably one of the reasons why it sold more on Xbox, because Xbox players are chomping at the fucking bit for good games. And say what you want about Helldivers, right? Had a rocky start with a nerfing anything everything, and then people were like, okay, look, the reason people play your fucking game is because they want to be overpowered bitches, right? They want to, live their overpowered fucking fantasy of spreading Super Earth in a fantasy game, you know, and they want to live that and, have the effectively be, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't really think of the word. But, they want the power scale. They want to, have that type of gaming experience, and all they wanted to keep doing was taking that away from the player. So I got a lot of people pissed off, above PlayStation trying to reach into that glorious data and force you to, go to their stupid fucking PSN that, gets data breached every fucking month. Hell, I'm half tempted to think they just give their data away and just report it as a breach, but really they just sold it to a third party data broker and they can be like, oopsies. But despite all that, and again, PlayStation had decent games even when Helldivers came out. Like, I mean, you can still play, like, was Stellar Blade a thing when Helldivers came out? I think so. I think Helldivers sold like 700 million copies. So I'm really trying to think, or was it like 700,000? Maybe I'm adding too many fucking zeros. Close to a million copies. Yeah, like 700,000 copies on PlayStation, like a million on Xbox. So other games on PlayStation existed, and people were having other interesting experiences. And again, I'm looking back at the Xbox 360 era, where okay, you had Halo, and Halo was a cultural phenomenon in gaming, right? But it wasn't the main dish. It was a pretty damn good dish of games. But you had, Gears of War. You had the interesting Call of Duties and Battlefield and other games that gave you good online multiplayer experiences. But Halo, again, to some people, it was pretty damn big. And again, even outside of that, you just had games from other consoles. I'm thinking like the golden age of gaming, which was the year 2000 to 2015, where you just got banger after banger, and the problem was playing all the bangers. Well, now you're old. You can afford all the games that you wanted back then. It's just nowadays there just aren't really that many decent games, that won't end up coming out on all platforms because why even have fucking exclusives anyway? I mean, they're not trying to sell to the gamers, the people that, are fans. They want to just have consumers that just lap up anything. And I ain't shitting on Helldivers 2. It's a fucking amazing game to play with people. A game that's just fun. Like, that's really all that people want. It's all the gamers want is to put reality the fuck away for a couple hours and just play fucking Helldivers. Like the memes. The memes are glorious. But not many people treat IPs that way anymore. They treat them as just a means to get money, and that's fine. But okay, you're standing on the shoulders of giants. The smelly nerds that existed in the past that actually had a say in the products, and you're just pissing on the shoulder and be like, nah, we can do better. And going to fucking 343, which renamed to Halo Studios, they're trying to remove all like stains that Bungie had on Halo. They're trying to remove even the voice actors, the artists, like everything. They're just trying to completely decouple them from the Halos that existed in the past. It's like, well, that's not how gamers here in America act. Like, we pay homage to the greats that happened before, but for some reason, that's just not the idea, at least within the company. And again, how many games have Halo Studio released upon being renamed Halo Studios? Like, this is Helldivers trying to throw the franchise a bone here. And they're trying to throwing it to ODST, which is a fucking amazing Halo game. Right? So, and does Halo Studios even plan to release another Halo game? Like, how good is Halo Infinite? And we know Bungie, they're already in their puddle of shit that they stepped in. I don't think Marathon is ever fucking coming out. And if it does, it's just going to be a shell of what it initially was. So, I mean, there's that 007 game where you play James Bond, but he's not the James Bond everyone knows. It's their quote-unquote rendition of him. So however fucking way they want to make. So in other words, James Bond minus the cold, calculative, crass, individual, and just this soy-faced, newbie that no one wants to actually play. I mean, they got Call of Duty, but lacks anything that makes Call of Duty, which is literally in the fucking name. It's Call of Feelings. I guess Battlefield, but am I going to give Battlefield credit for doing the bare fucking minimum of what made Battlefield? Like, to me, no. Like, I'm going to be harsh because it's going to be a $70, $80, $100 goddamn game that demands that fucking money just so I guess it could sell the Xbox Pass. And I guess, to be fair, the Xbox Pass is a decent product, but it's decent because you either buy the pass, which, to be fair, gives you games for free, or they gouge you of $80 fucking dollars. Well, and that's if you're playing it. You're only an Xbox player. On PC, I mean, you can sail the high seas, if you know what I mean. Or I guess you could wait, play the plethora of cheaper games and then come back when it's cheaper, when that game's cheaper. But I haven't even read this fucking article. I've just this is just my synopsis. Like, it sold more on Xbox because there's nothing else to fucking play on Xbox. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. It makes sense. But, I mean, anyway, that's all I gotta say about this phenomenon. Peace out.